Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me film.
I started writing like really young, like elementary school. Started writing about my feelings a lot. So it wasn't necessarily poetic where I was like, writing in rhyme, but I was writing feelings. I was writing particularly when I was down. So I'd write these like pages of paper. I would write about how sad I was about whatever.
Just on your own?
Just on my own.
Prompted by yourself?
Just prompted by, these feelings apparently need somewhere to go. So I'd write them, and then I would like leave them on the table. Like I leave them somewhere super obvious. I leave them like next to the mail so that mom would read them. And then I don't know how far like my 6 or 7-year-old brain had things planned out, but it was like, here's all that I'm feeling. Here it is where someone might find it. And like, let's see what happens, sort of a thing, right? So that's the earliest memory I have writing my own sort of feelings. I always tried. There's so many journals that like, it's like 5 pages of them were written in before like I lost it and moved on. But there was always this drop back to like, there's a lot going on and I really want to write it and get it out. And like, this has to have somewhere to go.
Yes.
And so for me, that was writing. Being unprompted, being a boy, in my particular culture, being a boy meant very specific things about what you did, playing football or rugby or being strong or whatever.
Can you give me a little background? What's like background to your culture?
So my dad's Tongan, and masculinity in that culture is strength. It is like dominance. It is fighting, being willing to fight. It's like, and some parts of it, as a kid, you love it because it's like, this is warrior culture. This is badass. Like this is who we are and this is who we've always been.
Yeah.
But there's not really like a space for like Wes writing, "Dear Journal,
Yeah.
I'm really sad about this that's happening going on. I don't know what to do here with this. I wonder if it's there's like not space for that." And so even the presence of that or articulating that is like this major concession of weakness.
Wow.
It's this like, I'm admitting to you that I'm not as brave or as strong as I need to be or should be. I didn't see it as a child as like this big like defiance of that, but it just went against everything that was shown to me as like strength in who you are. And I was a big kid too. I was like, so it's like, oh, you definitely need to be big and strong and tough. And that wasn't me. That was my brother. My younger brother was like that. And was that like ready to roll, like was watching wrestling and like, doing all the things. And I was like, I want to draw.
Yeah.
I want to like sing and make a music video. It was just like,
And you were the oldest too.
and I was
Which
the
I feel
oldest.
like has even more weight or
Yes.
feels like, in my experience, it was like my dad was really excited about basketball, and I got most of the excitement towards it was channeled into his first son.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So in that same light, it's like for Polynesians, Tongans, Samoans, in American culture, it's like football is a thing. So you grow up and like football is the way you're going to get a scholarship. It's the way that you're going to like, if you're in a bad situation financially, this is the route to an education and a job and helping out mom and helping out dad. And so you're the first boy, you're a big boy. There's this expectation, not just that you play, but that like you're good. Like, and not just that you're good, but like you're good in a certain way. You're good in like, I'm the hardest hitter on the team. I light people up. I'm tough and scary and like, don't back down. Like, so all of that is just like on your shoulders from the time that you're 8 or 9. And for me, that was the thing that my dad was most excited about me doing. Like, my dad was going to show up to something. It was going to be to my game to see like what's happening, what's going on. So all that to say, like, writing and feelings, not high on the list of things that I needed to do in order to be who I was supposed to be.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So at what point did you write a poem and then share it with people?
Shoot.
Give yourself permission to do that, because I feel like that's like
Yeah.
to write and share seems like a big step.
Huge step. You know what's crazy is I don't think that I had that. I definitely wasn't doing that in high school. Like junior high didn't happen. High school, I was barely like getting by. Graduated, came to faith. In college, I was asked by a pastor. You know, it's really funny. So we're at this church. They wanted a spoken word poem during service, during worship. They reached out to a guy, very famous guy. Very famous guy says, pay me this amount of money, and the church is cheap. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to ask Wes, who's never done this before, to do it. And so I did it.
Why did they ask you?
Because my friend believed in me and just, you could do that. I believe in you. You could do it.
Did he know you wrote it?
Didn't know. I literally
ready?
have zero clue. I am not exaggerating. Like, was not a part of my job. Like, this is like pre-social media. I hadn't shared anything.
Yeah.
Like, was like, dude, you could do that. You could like, I had spoken in church, and I think he was banking on like, you're charismatic enough, and I've seen you speak, and I think you can do this. So give it a shot. So I did. So I wrote it. And this was crazy. I never thought about this. My first time writing and reciting something that I'd memorized, and it's in front of like 1,000 people at this church service.
Yeah.
I cringe at them now. I hope they wipe it from the internet at some point.
Can it be found?
I don't know, but it's like, but that was my first, it was my first experience of it. And I like, in terms of like faith, I don't presume to know like, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I think in my life so far, I've got like 3 experiences where I really felt like I am where I'm supposed to be doing this thing that I'm supposed to be doing. Just this real sense of like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Wow.
And that was one of those things. And nothing really came from that. Actually, that's not true. So I did that. Got a job at that church, was let go by that church. And then what got me to the church where I met my wife, which is kind of a big deal, was they said, hey, that same friend was at this church and said, hey, I got a friend who can do this for you. So I end up there. It's a part of the Easter service. I do it. It goes so well. They're like, hire this guy. For what job? We don't know. Just get him. He can speak. Like, he needs to be here. And so like, that's another example where I think God moved my life forward in a pretty significant way. Literally through that. Because like, I was over church. I was done with church. Didn't want to be around it. But my friend was like, hey, can you do this? I was like, yeah. Are they going to pay me? It's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I could definitely do this for you. But that's what got me there. That's where I met my wife. That's like, the next biggest thing that shaped my life. The catalyst for that was writing, which is crazy.
That's pretty insane to have your first experience of writing and sharing be so public and like a performance attached to it as well.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like a piece of paper that you like let a friend see.
No, there's no way. No, that's so funny. There's no way.
No. Create it, go on stage, share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Perform it too. Like that is also another piece of this, which is like, it's one thing to write poetry, publish a book. It's another thing to write poetry, stand up in front of someone and perform it, give it life and inflection. And,
When you say it that way, it makes me think it wasn't poetry, but, so talk about playing football. I was a better leader than I was a football player. And I think I knew that pretty early on. Like I was better at getting to the heart of the team, what motivates us, what moves this group of people, and we'll fire them up and get them ready to go.
Whoa.
So like I would, before a game, I would speak in the locker room, even like before I was a senior.
Whoa.
But I would know, here's what I'm going to say. Here's how I want to say it. And it wasn't rhyming and it wasn't poetry. A lot more expletives, right? But it's crazy. Like as a 16-year-old kid, could come up with a way to say this thing
Yes.
that was making other 15, 16, 17-year-old kids cry
Well,
in a locker room before we go out and play. And it's like, it wasn't a spoken word poem, but it was like embodied communication
yes.
that moved someone, if that makes sense.
No, that's the feeling I want to. That's what I feel like what I've been talking about is like I have to move towards that. There's something in me that wants that.
Yeah.
I have a different medium in
Yeah.
but I've experienced that a few times, and it's felt so good for everyone. Like mainly for myself, almost like I feel so good that I was able to share that. And then also, whoa, it hit someone else and impacted them, and they were happy and grateful for it and experienced something because
Yeah.
it was like, this is like,
Yeah.
I think that's a good definition for art in general.
Yeah. So I think that was the way that came out when it wasn't through writing, was communication, words, and a way to drill down to like what's moving us right now, where are we at? Because after that, like one of my favorite jobs ever was coaching football, high school football. Well, not for like the X's and O's, but like being with this group of people, these young kids, and like you're with them all summer, you spend all these hours with them, and like to be losing at halftime by 20 and to have an understanding of who they are, where they are, to know what needs to be said to like get us going in the right direction. Yeah, that all feels super similar to me. It all feels like the same thing, dressed a little bit differently. And even with being a pastor and preaching, having to know where are they, where are you? I think that's another part of it. Like, you are a part of the group. You are not this like herald standing outside of it. It's like, we've been together. Where are you? One of the best things that I got from Kenton actually was his quote from John Stott saying, "The man and the message are the same." That your primary work is to understand where this is happening in you. And that was always the work. It's like, where are you feeling this or not feeling this? Where is this easy for you or really hard for you? And if it's challenging, like, why is it? So I've just been trained to like do that part of it. And then the outcome of that being communication that's like impactful.
That's almost the answer to the other question I had, but like, why do you write? I think that's another thing for me personally. I'm like struggling with and constantly running into like the wall of like, I don't know. It's a value thing. It's like not worth the time. It's going to be bad anyways. It's just don't.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a strong why.
Yeah.
Usually to write. And I feel like even your poems are so varied too, from being like just an observation about your kids and then like a crying out to God. Like there's like very different things. Like, I guess for you, is it like an intentional thing? Like, I want to be this person, so I'm going to sit down every day and write a poem a day or something.
Yeah.
Or is it like, why?
Yeah.
Why write?
Yeah. I think in the beginning, I would say early in my life, it was literally like a survival response. It's just like, it's really hard out there. There's nowhere for this to go other than onto this page. So I'm going to write it out. I'm going to write how I feel, try to get it out in some way. In some ways, I think it was out of necessity. So some of it's like survival of self and my own feelings. Other times it's like the necessity of leadership. We have somewhere to go. How can you help us get there? Communicating this way to you. I think I can do that for you. Hey, we need someone to do this. Okay, I can do this for you. Lately, I'd say it's different though, which has been super interesting.
This is the part I'm most interested in because I think I've seen a little bit of your career, and it's like, for some reason, it's not. Oh, this is a new thought I'm having right now. It's not as inspiring to see you do like a spoken word thing when you had the title of pastor of a church.
Yeah.
Because it was almost embedded into that job.
Yeah.
And I like, check, makes sense.
Yes.
It's like he's doing what he's supposed to do almost. And now that you're like who you are right now, which I'm like, you are in between a couple things, like, and becoming something, that's where I'm like, wait, like why now? Like there's almost no one's asking you to do it.
Yeah. Which has been, for me, in the being in between things, you're like, I think you've caught something so good that I'm kind of like, ugh. Really, like, genuinely, like, God, that's so, like, on point. And then I'm like, oh, what do I want to do with that? I think I've realized that. So some of the, like, post working as a pastor is, like, this wrestling, struggling with self. Who am I? Who was I? How do I make sense of all of that? How, like, what goes with me? If I'm not this, then who am I? Like, all those conversations. And realizing, like, brother, this is who you are. Because you can try to take it out of your writing, you could try to take it out of your experience, but this thing keeps popping up. So, like, you could try to get it out of there, but you just can't. Like, and there are times where I've written so differently, and I've written more playfully about things that I'm observing, or my kids, or like whatever it is. But I kind of always keep finding my way back to God. Where are you? Who are you? Where are we? Who am I? Like, and not all art needs to be that. I've just discovered in the process over time, like, I still feel drawn back to that in some ways. And then in other ways, like, writing, because it started off being this thing that was born out of, like, survival and what I needed to do, lately it's been, oh, I can write playfully. Like, I can sit with you and coffee.
Yeah.
And like the other day, I'm in a coffee shop and they brought me I'm fancy. I got a pour over. And so it's like
All the things.
my ceramic cup of coffee, the little pot that they brought it to. And I wrote a poem about this goofy thing. And it was like, this doesn't have to go anywhere. I'm not going to post this. This is just me enjoying playing with words and how to say something and what it feels like. And like making a poem out of this very small experience was really fun. And it's like, that was good. I got to listen to music I liked. So that's new. And that's different for sure. Because everything else, it was like, it has to happen. There's a purpose to it. It's a lot more scary. The poem that we did, because we did it a while ago. So it's like, I was working on it, memorizing it. We filmed the thing. That was uncomfortable, but like I got through it. I was ready to see it. And then coming back to it later, I was like, oh shoot. Like, that was where I was. Like, if you watch that poem, that is where I was at that time. And now people are going to see it. Well, what if I'm not there and they still think I'm there? Is that okay? Or like, what? I think just being so like, oh man, I really gave you where I was at. And even if I'm not there, you get to know that I was there for some moment. And like, some part of that poem that felt different was like, I'm not going to resolve this. If you write a poem in church, you have to end on a high note. We're going to put this in a worship song. It'll come down. And then you're going to come in there and we're going to build it up and it's all good, and like stand up and raise your hand and like, woo, versus like that video literally ends up with me sitting down. It's like, oh, we're going to come and sit down and be where we are in this struggle and this lack of a resolution.
Which is so interesting what you just said too about like, oh, I really gave you where I was. I was really honest with you in my experience, and I shared it with no regard for my safety. And I think you write a lot of poems. We have film all of them.
No.
And sometimes for whatever reason, they just come to the surface of like, I don't even know how that one started. I think you sent me an audio version of it, and it hit me in the face. And I was like, that was so powerful. I have to do something about it. There was my reaction to it. And I don't think that happens all the time.
No.
I think sometimes that is like, but when you do that, that is what punches me in the face. So that's what actually feeds my soul in a weird way. Not in a weird way, in a natural way of like, same thing with the one about your son. I think that one was for me, or I was one of the people who really needed that. And it did feel very honest. It did feel like, just that, how you described that scary feeling I think when you feel that, or whoever is creating, when you feel that, it's probably going to be the most powerful thing you should make.
Sure.
Like, because I feel it too sometimes when you don't give me all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not appropriate to. Like, sometimes you need to take baby steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't, even for yourself, be fully present to where you're at.
Yes.
But when you can and you meet that and you share it and I experience it, I'd be like, that's like, thank you.
Yeah, I think I've learned that, like, because it's been more consistent now, after making a few things and writing more consistently, I've realized, like, there's windows to write things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was watching it back again and I was like, I don't know that I could write that poem right now. I could write it then, but could I write it and deliver it that way today? Maybe I could find my way back there, maybe I could try, but I actually don't know. The one about my son was like, this is what it was like to be a father at that moment. I'm sure it's going to be different when he's 10 or 11 or 12, or when I'm looking across the table at a grown man and my son is now an adult, and I'll write a different poem for that space and time. But, like, these things will go and pass if I'm not attentive to them as a writer.
Like, that's a good enough reason to just write or create whatever you feel like to do so. Because I feel like you mentioned you were doing morning pages when you just had your daughter.
Yeah.
And I was jealous of that because I saw that. The things you can access in that hospital room with the brand, like, I can't go back there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, he just has this, like, I'm really excited, to see what happens, or if a beautiful poem shares for that moment. But almost like, jealous was like the feeling of like, oh, I wish I could go back, or I wish I could be in that moment. Yeah. And as you say that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I should be where I'm at right now is a very interesting place that I'll never have back.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, and then I think when I leave this place, I'll be in the next interesting place where that will never happen again. Like, it's almost like, wherever you are right now, like, it's so good to take a minute and, like, reflect and speak that out, because you're capturing something. Like, you realize, that's a good, I'm taking that reason as a reason to start writing.
Yeah. And I don't know, some of the, like, I want to say it's like a less deep reason to write or to keep writing was like the belief that I could be a really amazing writer in 5 to 10 years. And it's like, well, I actually want to be like the best I've ever been when I'm 45.
Whoa.
Like, I'm like, this is pretty good right now. But, like, can you imagine what you'd be like in 5 years or in 10 years? Like, you might write some really sick stuff. Into, like, so there's some of, like, the beauty of, like, let's capture this thing. There's also the, like, can we just be in this process? Because so much of it's like, I want to be good now, I want to write well now, I want it to be well received now, so that it'll resolve some, like, insecurity in me, where it's like, oh, maybe it'll be great, maybe they'll love it, whatever. But just, like, it would be amazing to be an amazing writer at 45. One of the things that she says in The Artist's Way is people, like, will push back and say, well, how long is it going to take me to learn this thing? How old will I be when I learn to play the guitar? The same age you're going to be if you don't.
Yeah.
So I'm going to either be that age knowing how to do the thing, or I'm just going to be that age not. And it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. So let's do it, you know? So that's the less, like, I know.
I feel like what has made you move in that direction? Because I feel like when I look back at that, actually, when I finished the final version, I was going to send it to you.
Yeah.
I hesitated for a second because I thought, oh, this is going to be a lot for him to experience, because so much of himself. It's, I think, the most bold I've ever seen you perform.
Yeah.
It's the most bold and vulnerable in the sense that we kind of made it into a play. Like, that's not comfortable for me. I imagine it's not comfortable for him. No. Like, there's some acting, like, we walked through some things because we were trying to be, like, poetic with the visuals, which is fun. But now that it's here, it's really scary. Yes. And I remember, like, I'm so happy I get to be a part of whatever this time in your life is. Yeah. But it's going from a person who doesn't do that to a person who does that or can do that if he wants to. Yeah. But that's a person who's limited, and this is a person who's, like, freer in a sense. Yeah. And I think that in my mind, it is a moment that I'll probably look at for the rest of my life in seeing you form into who you are.
Yeah.
A step forward.
Yeah.
It's a significant step.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
I
was
agree.
steep, big. And to know that you've been working to this moment of launching it, not recording it. Recording it felt scary, but almost
Yeah.
easier because no one was watching us.
Yeah.
And now that it's going out,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? For whatever reason, the last couple of weeks, you've been like preparing. You've been open. You've been growing and strengthening whatever that
Yeah.
part of yourself is to
Yeah.
be okay with that and
Yeah.
to not let that overwhelm or destroy or be too much in a good way or a bad way. It's
Yeah.
almost just like, I actually felt like the Wes I know today after the last couple of coffee conversations,
Yeah.
he can totally handle this now.
Yeah.
Versus the Wes I knew like when we did that, your sons,
Yeah.
so much easier and safer for a variety of reasons.
It's my child. There's shots of like him playing. It's
All makes
sweet.
sense.
Yeah, it was so funny. So you sent the video, so I'm watching it, and it's like, it's a lot of me. And so I immediately feel like, oh, this like needs more to support it. Like this needs like, bring the band in. Like, fudge, this is just like, this is freaking me
time.
in a room. Like, for like, oh man, like I needed this to be bringing the pads and the underscore and the keys, like support this. Because it's hard. It was this new thing. But I think that I felt like that leaving there. I didn't know I was going to do all this writing. I didn't know I was going to be here doing any of this. But when I left there, we took that photo, me, you, and John.
Yeah.
And I did just, like I knew then, like I know like you're going to write more things and make more things and do more things. And it was very clear like, this is about the people that you were here with. Because the process was so vulnerable, I never done anything like this. You're following me around in there with a camera. I got to like perform this thing. There's not a crowd to build off of.
Yes.
There's not a bit like, this is just you trying to communicate. I don't know what they're thinking this looks like. They're behind the camera and their friends and the support. I don't know. I don't know John like this.
Yes.
John's there and
Yes.
he could think this is totally dumb. And man, this guy's like, oh God, buddy, like tone it down or whatever.
Yeah,
And
you
I-
loved every second of it, buddy.
and I just remember thinking like, who I did this with meant more to me because I love what we made and I'm excited about it. But the people that you're in that process with, genuinely, like it just means the most because it could be anyone there, but it's you and it's John, and it's like, yeah. I'm having trouble articulating it, but I just knew that the people were more important than even the outcome at that point. Like, you're going to remember being there with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to forget your lines. You're going to forget what you wrote. But you're going to remember being there with them in that process, what it was like. Yeah.
But I think that my experience of that was like the outcome of the video being great is not as important as us doing it.
Yeah.
Like almost just like us showing up, being there,
Yeah.
sending it, like giving it our all, but both of us like, and for no reason, like no one asked us to do this. There's no, I have no audience. Like I have, like, it's me and like 10 people.
Yes.
Like there is no worldly or like logical reason for this other than like we're both like, I don't know, I have something in me that needs to come out. Like I have something that wants to make something beautiful, poetic, like speak,
Yeah.
share something. And that moved me in a way that I want to be a part of helping other people experience it.
Yeah.
And like this collaboration of just like what's happening to all of us
Yeah.
by doing this work
Together.
Like that to me is like the most exciting, the process of us becoming who we're supposed to be.
Yes.
Is like that just like makes me so happy. Even if it's the worst video we ever made, I would still be so proud because it's not outcome based.
Yeah, because you just left the shore. Like, we're pushing off from the dock here.
Yes. If you make if your first painting is horrible, I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, that maybe it was the hardest painting you've ever had. You will ever have to paint.
Yeah. I know that's true because when I see Taylor painting, she painted, we've hung it on the wall, and I know that, like, I'm just excited for there to be a day where there's like a pile of canvases laying in the corner of the room because it's just a part of like the process on the way to who you're becoming, because I don't feel like she's chasing a painting or I'm chasing a poem. It just feels like, oh, we're engaged in the process of creating.
Yes.
And getting to know ourselves, getting to know God through the process of being most fully who he's made us to be.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
100%. Yeah. And also, Mary Oliver, I get a lot from her stuff, which like, she goes, what fun? That's it.
Yes.
Like, what fun? Hyatt has some of that too. He's like, oh, we did this thing. He's like, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Just like, isn't this fun?
Phase.
And it's like, I get on the serious side of things way too easily because I have to have it be important or something. Is even the idea of play and finding those things and all that stuff is difficult because it's like, okay, yeah, but what's the meaning in you learning guitar, me learning guitar, or what's the meaning in learning how to paint? And if it results into nothing or no outcome for somebody else,
Yeah.
like if it was just for me to have fun,
Yeah.
is that valuable enough?
Yeah.
Almost like as an adult or as even someone who's like a Jesus follower, like I should be like, everything I do should be like with purpose and meaning
And mission. And
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a waste of time to like enjoy something for a minute. And I don't know why that's in there or whatever, but I feel like that Hyatt said it last time we talked about, just like, I think God enjoys us enjoying us. Enjoying the things he's given us. Like
Yeah.
he goes, like a kid, if you bought him a new toy, you'd be so happy to see them like delighted playing with it. And God's like, look at everything I made for you to play here.
Yeah.
Like, are you loving it?
Yeah.
And he's like, and I think for us to, or for me to accept, sometimes my role just gets to be to like love being here.
Yeah.
And just like, this coffee's so good. Like this conversation's so great. Like, I'm so happy that I get to be here right now.
Yeah.
The end. Like, not for anything.
Yeah.
Like just for me to have this fun experience.
Yes.
Enjoyment.
Yeah.
Delight.
Yeah.
Wonder. It's
Yeah.
like, but like always, I don't know. What a fun thing to realize and accept
Yeah.
as my role as a son to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Well, it just stretches you. That's been a huge part, is it challenges you to consider things like God liking you or God delighting in you. So not loving you, not in like the theological idea of God and God being loving, but like delighting in you, enjoying you, liking you,
That's what.
enjoying your presence. And I'm lucky in that I'm in a season of life right now where I've got a 2-year-old at home, and like we joke about his attention span, but he's just currently enjoying whatever's in front of him the most it can be enjoyed at all times.
Yes.
Literally, like as much as you can love it, he is loving it. And when he gets distracted and sees the next thing, he is completely and fully immersed in that thing. So it could be the music 1 second, and then it's the blocks, and then it's the toys. But I don't often think about God observing me as a loving father and enjoying that I'm enjoying something. I don't. I wish that I did. I want to come to that place. But that's not been my experience so far. And so how do I get to a place where God can love me doing that?
This is reminding me of, this is more evidence for myself to believe what we're talking about. Because even as I speak about it, it's like, I wish I knew it more in my body. I wish I experienced life really with that worldview.
Yeah.
I can see that worldview. I can
Yeah.
agree with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like, like have it. And then some ammo that you're giving me or evidence for that being true is that there's only been a few times where I felt like God has like spoken directly to me. And it's usually through people. And it's most often been through someone who I've never met and will likely never meet again. One was early on at Mariners. I was like 21. And some guys from England came over and they were like teaching people how to pray, and they were praying with the Holy Spirit, which was brand new to me. So I was like, all right, let's experience this.
Yeah.
And some young dude prays for me, a 21-year-old guy, and just goes, God wants you, tell you you're a good father. And I was like, there's no way he could have guessed that. Why would he say that? Like, there's no, trick to that, basically, other than God told him to.
Yeah.
And so that means God spoke to me,
Yeah.
which is like, to this day, it makes me like full of the Spirit, and like, wow, God thinks that about me. I have to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's just real.
Yeah.
The second time or third time, another time, I was in church in LA, and went out for prayer. And some lady who I don't know her name, I'll probably never meet again. She prayed over me, but same kind of thing. Like, God, like, what do you have to speak to this guy?
Yeah.
And she said, God wants to tell you that he likes you. And I destroyed me.
Yeah.
I feel like I just like wept
Yeah.
and just like, and I left thinking like, why those words? Like, why those, what that, my whole life I've grown up with like, Jesus loves you. I know God loves me. Like, I know this so well. And her saying God likes me, which should be assumed if someone loves you, they like you. It just destroyed me in the best way. Like, I felt so seen as love and like, God likes me. And again, same cut, like, how could that, I guess it could be from her, but it felt so clearly from the Holy Spirit, from God, that I didn't take that to like, all right, try to disagree with that, David. Let's try to.
I am going to try.
Yeah, I will.
I will try.
But it's like, dude, oh. So yes, you saying all that reminded me of that moment, and to actually believe that, like, for real, God likes me. Not like, Wes, that's a good idea. It's like, not for real.
And like in like a like unreasonable, ridiculous kind of a way. You know what I mean? Not like, oh, I like, yeah, he's cool.
Yes.
Like, this kid's the freaking best. Like, I say that about him all the time. Like, I'm just like, you're the freaking best, dude. Like, I love you. You're my favorite person. And like, God seems ridiculous if I think about him that way. Like, God's not fawning over me in this way that I do. Like, really? I'm like, if you're choosing to be of the mind that God gave his only son for you, loves you, has created the billions of galaxies that exist, and yet has an eye on you enough to speak to you, talk to you, bring some 21-year-old here to say, hey, I want you to know you're a good dad. Like, is it possible that he might just like actually enjoy you in like a crazy, ridiculous, unreasonable way? That it might be too good to be true, better than your best conception of? It's like, yeah. But it's freaking hard to embrace that.
Dude, I wonder if God's always like, you ever get frustrated? Like, are you just like, I love you so much. Like, I can't even, I'm going to squeeze you because I can't communicate. You don't understand how much I love you. You're like looking at your kid, you know? Yeah. I wonder if God's like, I wish you could know.
I realized, and when I say realized, I don't mean integrated into my heart as a person.
Yeah.
I've recently become more aware of the ways that like I'm really resistant to that, to everything that you're saying. That it's like, but I think in that it's like with God wanting to, because I get frustrated with myself. I get frustrated with the lack of progress. I feel like I should be better than this. I feel like I should know better. I feel like if I really loved you, then you name it, yada, yada, yada. I missed my chance or my opportunity. You gave me, God, you gave me good things, and I missed it here and I missed it there. And what about this? And it's like, okay, yeah. And God almost has to remind me of like, hey, you remember who you were before all your mistakes? You remember when like, when you were little and you just like loved your mom and you loved writing, you really love like music and skateboarding and playing with your brother and going to the beach. You remember when you're really gentle and kind and really sweet? You remember that? Like, hey, that's my boy and I love him. Oh, yeah, but I'm not your boy. And it's like, hey man, you were my boy before you were anything else. So like, can I love my child? Yeah, but he's gone. No, he never left. He's mine. It's like, and lately I've just felt like God's wish. It's like, hey, I'm not asking you to save yourself. I just like, God's like, I'll save you. I've got that part. Can you try to love you a little more the way that I do? Like, I want to get to where my son's at, where I say, hey buddy, let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for, my son says his own name. Yeah. I want to be able to be like, yeah, God, thank you for me, that you made me, that I'm yours. Like, that's not where I am, but I believe that that's where like God would invite me.
Yes.
Hey, I've got you. Can you just try to accept, receive that love and not fight it, you know, like at all times. So that's been the step 2. So, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's so interesting. We talked a lot about that this last 2 things at the creator group. talked a lot that I wrote down, like, we're talking about being a free spirit and like what that means. Cause I called Hyatt a rebel. He didn't like that. He's like,
Why not? I feel like he would have, oh shoot, I gotta go soon.
yeah. He's like, I'm a free spirit. And then we talked all about that. And I was like, free spirit, it's almost like I wrote out a bunch of things, but the thing I loved the most was like, almost like who my spirit was before it learned the rules. And I feel like that's what you just described. And I'm like, because there was a time where I didn't know. I was just naive to so much, but it was so free. All right. Can you give me just one last thing? Was like, what was the origin, or I often think for like art and stuff, like, you know, you don't want your favorite musician to really explain the song or like really go into depth behind it.
Oh, sure.
What it was about, but maybe just a little context of like why you wrote that. And what it like came from, kind of.
Yes. So obviously it's about, I just never felt at home. Maybe that feels like overly obvious, but whether I was in church as a pastor, very obviously in the right place, but not feeling at home, then being outside of that and still not feeling at home, and trying to return to it and still not feeling at home, and really wrestling with like, there's a desire to be there, and yet it seems so hard to get there. Even when I'm trying the like, hey, these are the paths back. Hey, you left, go back. Stand in the building. Hey, be there. Hey, pray in the morning, like do the things. And just having a base like, this has not been easy. Things just coming to the end of myself. Because even when I wrote it, again, there's just no resolution. So there, God, here is my struggle. Here is what I want. What I know that I want, but it feels like I can't get. So I need you. So I need you. And I'm waiting. It's like, so I'm gonna wait here. It's like, you know, it's like, it doesn't end with like and then God broke through the clouds. It's like, this is where I am.
So good. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm super grateful for you as a friend, as an artist, and super stoked to see you start or just become even more of who you are, and that's so much beautiful things have come from that, and so appreciate you.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.